Hello people and welcome to SNMB Academy. So let's just get cracking into some harder straight line graphs. So the question says, on the grid, draw the graph of y equals to 3 minus 2x. So that becomes my equation of the line. So y equals to 3 minus 2x. And from x equals to minus 2 to x equals to 4. And that are my x coordinates. So the first thing that we need to make sure that we are doing is that we will need to draw the table for my x and y points. And they want us to draw from x equals to minus 2 to x equals to 4. So for minus 2 to 4, so we have minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So when x is minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So when x is minus 2, what's my y? I'm going to plug in my x value, which is minus 2, into my straight line equation. So that's y equals to 3 minus 2, and my x value is minus 2, minus 2. So that's 3 minus 2 times 1 minus 2, that's positive 4. So that would be 3 plus 4, which is 7. So we have to again make sure, emphasize on our negative. So 3 plus 4 equals to 7. So when x is minus 2, y equals to 7. When x is minus 1, so y equals to 3 minus 2 minus 1. So I'm just going to do it now. 3 minus 2 times by minus 1, that's positive 2. So 3 plus 2, that's 5. You know what? Let me just write that down as well. I don't want people getting confused. Minus 2 times by minus 1, that's positive 2. So 3 plus 2 equals to 5. So that's 5. Then we have 0. So y equals to 3 minus 2 and x is 0. And that would be 3 take away 2 times by 0, that's just 0, which is 3. That's 3. We have y equals to 3 take away 2, 1. So 3 minus 2 times 1 is minus 2. So 3 minus 2 is a positive 1. So one thing that I want to make sure here is that you can see that the numbers are going down in 2 because it's a straight line graphs. The units will be, the decreasing or increasing units will be quite similar. It will be the same. So it's going down or decreasing in 2s. So you don't have to find all the remaining values the same way that I have over here. You can just follow the trend. So decreasing 2 every time. So if 1, then it would be minus 1, then it would be minus 3, and then it would be minus 5. And this is actually how you do it. So you don't want to waste too much time doing it. You have to start using a bit of common sense as well at the same time. So let's just plot this graph. So when x is minus 2, y equals to 7. So when x is minus 2, y equals to 7. There you go. When x is minus 1, y equals to 5. When x is minus 1, y equals to 5. When x is 0, y equals to 3. When x is 0, y equals to 3. So you can see that it's coming in the same, units. 2 squares. So it's quite similar. 1 and 1, 1 and 1. We have 2 and minus 1, 2 and minus 1. You have 3 and minus 3, 3 and minus 3. And lastly 4 and minus 5, 4 and minus 5. There you go. And now all you have to do is grab a ruler, take a pen, and draw a straight line. Just as good as this one. So there we go. So that's a straight line graph. So again, they've given you the values which you want to use for x, but they haven't given you the table like what we practiced in the previous videos. So we just simply draw the table ourselves, plug in the values, find out y, and plot the straight line graph. Very simple. I've got another question for us to practice. Now, this one is quite different. Now, this question states, on the grid, draw the graph of x plus y equals to 5. Now, there are two things in this. Now, in the normal equations, like let's have a look over here, we have got one of either x or y, the subject. So it makes it easy. All we have to do is just plug in our x and we get our y, like this. And the other thing is that this question has given us the values, and this question hasn't given us any values of where to use the x values from. It's just given draw the graph for this equation. They've just thrown the question right at our faces. So very simple. The first step that we have to do is, that's my equation of the straight line, x plus y equals to 5. We have to make either one the subject. Make either x or y the subject. Now you can do either one, it doesn't really matter. So let's just make y the subject, because that's what we normally have been doing. So when y is the subject, x will go to the other side. X is positive, goes to the other side, becomes a negative. So my equation of the line will become y equals to 5 take away x. So that's the equation that we are looking at. So that's the first thing. Okay, now the second thing is that they haven't given us the x values, which we need to plug in order to find our y. So what do we do now? We look at our axis, the x-axis, and they've given us the value from -1 to 3. So those are our values. So we use from -1 to 3. So you see, we have to find the solution. Don't create a problem. Find a solution. So now we have our equation, with y the subject, and we have our values. So what do? We draw the table. There you go. We have our x, and then we have the y. And our values is -1 to 3. So we have 5 values. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So our first value would be -1 to all the way to 3. So -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. So we have the equation y equals to 5 minus x. Plug in the numbers one by one. So y equals to 5, take away x is -1. So 5 take away minus makes 2 minuses makes a plus. So that becomes 5 plus 1, which is 6. 6. Our next one, y equals to 5, take away 0. That's just 5. 5. The next one, y equals to 5, take away, my x value is 1, so 1. 5 take away 1, 4. 4. So we can already see the trend now. It's going down in ones. It's decreasing by 1. So 6, 5, 4, and it's quite common sense. We should know what their next numbers will be: 3 and 2. So we don't have to do the work enough for this and this. We can just see the trend now. So once that's done, all we have to do now is just plot it on the graph. So x is -1, y is 6. X is -1, y is 6. That's my first one. That's looking like it's a similar color. Let's use another one. That's similar too. All right, quite a bit of difference. All right. So the next one, 0 and 5. 0 and 5. Right there. 1 and 4. 1 and 4. And we have 2 and 3. 2 and 3. And the last one, 3 and 2. 3 and 2. Again, looks quite nice and straight. Now all we have to do is take a ruler and join our lines up. There we go. And that's our straight line graph. So, in any end of it, the one thing that we need to make sure we understand is not to worry. Just draw the table ourselves, plug in the numbers, and draw the graph. Again, thank you very much guys for watching. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel and keep yourself updated for more content. Thank you.